After 12 months on the hard, our 53-foot salvage sailboat is finally in the water.
I gotta admit, I'm a bit rusty at this.
With 2 6-month-old babies, we need to make sure that the living conditions are perfect before we move on to her.
Lizzie's happier now.
This week we run you through just what is stopping us from moving on to her.
And the seawater also is the same sea cock that feeds into the engine. It's very complicated.
As well as making huge strides to getting the anchor roller and bow looking like new again. A fair good morning to everybody. It is bright and early, about 7:30 this morning. We had a big storm about 4:30 a.m, which was quite awakening, so I've been awake for a while. Today we have a bit of a job on. I have to install the anchor roller, I think it's called anchor roller, onto the bow. We have the welder coming in at some point today, and he's going to be welding on this bowsprit device to attach onto the anchor roller. So for that to happen, I need to install the anchor roller this morning so he can do his job. So here we have the mess that is still our bow. Fiberglasses went about making this, it was all off, so we cut it away. So the anchor roller should slot in here quite nicely, and then we're going to drill holes into the deck and fasten it down. Alright, so first hole has been drilled. I've actually put in the screw and I've attached the nut on the bottom. So I've got like a reference point for the first hole, the bolt's in, the nut's on. I now know exactly where to drill for the other remaining holes. There is one hole which might line up with like a center beam under the boat. So I'm not sure it's going to work just yet, but I'll soon find out. The welder is finished and the anchor roller is looking pretty good, I must say. Let me run through you what he's done. So the anchor roller is fixed in at the moment by 2 bolts. I would like to get 2 more in, but at the moment this hole up here seems to be hitting a cross beam underneath, so I'm not sure that's going to happen, that one. This one I should be able to get in, but the forestay is just stopping me from getting the drill in, so I actually can't drill this one just yet. These 2 will be placed in after the fiberglasser has come and he's put in a lot more wood and fiberglass underneath, so I can drill those into his new fiberglass. This is the bowsprit holder. So I have a long pole called the bowsprit which will come through here and it will sit right out about here. So once the bowsprit has been installed, it'll sit quite forward of the bow, and I'll be able to attach all my big head sails, so U-code zeros, asymmetrical spinnaker. So as we upgrade the boat and we get bigger sails, we can run them on this bowsprit. We didn't have asymmetrical spinnakers or code zeros or anything on the last boat, so I've got to actually remember the names for everything. So yeah, but this bowsprit is going to be really important for when we're going to fly those big sails. Obviously it still looks quite ordinary up here. The fiberglass will be coming in the next few days to redo his fiberglass job, which he kind of didn't do very well the first time around. So once he's done, we'll give it a quick coat of paint and it should be looking quite beautiful. So yeah, happy days.
Hey, Bluebird. Hey. Hey. How you doing? You're looking beautiful. You're looking beautiful. Yes, you are. Hello. Hey, bro, your butt, Ocean. Hey, Kiddlywinks. Hey, Kiddlywinks. Oi, 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 look at happy babies. Look at happy babies.
Good morning, everyone. This morning we are going down to the boat, the whole family, and we're doing something very exciting.
I got the kitties. I got the kitties.
Today we are going to put the new stickers on Merewether 2.
Yes, we're gonna go put the stickers on today. We're gonna see how they look. We got them from a company nearby. They were extremely cheap. I hope they're good quality.
It took a while to choose the font. There are many fonts out there, and I don't like many of them. So we finally agreed on one together. Doesn't stand out that much, but yeah, it's gonna look great, I think. Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I do want to say we're still in the apartment. The reason for this is we don't have our main engine in the boat yet, and therefore our air conditioners cannot be used. So we are still in the apartment. It's a little bit annoying. I would love to go move onto the boat, but it's just too hot for the kiddies at the moment. We are pretty much on the equator here in Malaysia. It's the hottest climate I've ever experienced, and it just doesn't let up. There's no point in the year where it's cool, or it's just non-stop heat, which is unfortunate.
Sneak peek! Ooh. What do you guys reckon? My cowboy hat. Kids generally wake up at 5:36, so that's when we're up every morning. But we're out and about now doing the stickers because we want to beat the heat. As we might have mentioned before, it gets quite hot here, so that's why we're up early and yeah, doing this job. We have the kids with us, so we don't want it to be too hot here. So right now it's about 9 o'clock. Another thing I might add is this is the big hurdle we have to go through every day. A gate. There's a gate here. We have to lift the pram over every single day because they don't want any theft or anything in the yard, which is fair enough. But it's a little bit of a hassle for us having the kids with us and having the pram. I'll show you. I gotta admit, I'm a bit rusty at this. Kieran's down at the boat every single day filming and doing boat jobs, and I take care of the kids. In my brain it's just like feeding times, you know, sleeping times. Are they happy? Do they need anything? What's the nappy situation like? This is one of the first jobs that I've done on the boat since coming back. Feels great. But I am also a little bit stressed, thinking like, oh, they need to sleep now. You know, the window is closing. I just need to relax more, like Kieran just told me. We need to get this job right. It needs to look beautiful. Very excited to finally put the stickers on. Talking to people on the yard here, like, oh, so what boat are you on? Got the ML there, Merewether. But it doesn't say Merewether yet. hopefully by the end of today it'll say Merewether on her, like it should.
So we did just start on lining up where the sticker's going to go, and Ocean turned sour, which is a part of our new life of trying to do jobs and taking care of babies. Oh.
Hello. At least he's happier now. Take two. Breastfed both babies. They're now a little bit better. There's a cloud, and we're gonna give it a second go.
That cloud is like a godsend.
It really is.
There's never any clouds here, and now there's just like this perfect cloud at this perfect time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe we should be more like detailed with this, and maybe more specific with how we put it up, using a ruler and all that. We did use a tape measure to get it more squared, but now we're just gonna put it up and see how we go.
Oh, babe. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I think so.
Oh, babe. You're not going to miss us, that's for sure. You, mate, you are making this not easy. Damn.
1, 2.
Good morning to you all. I must apologise this morning. I'm a little bit sick, and Blue, our 6-month-old daughter, decided to wake up at about 3:30, and I haven't slept since. So, a little bit slow this morning, a little bit rough, but I'm here on the boat, still slogging it out in the heat. Yeah, things are going alright. So today I'm going to run down with you to the engine room, and we're going to have a look at the sump. These are Mel Supermarumus. They have this very interesting sump. All the grey water of the whole boat goes into the sump, and then from the sump there's a float switch which eventually pumps it out of the boat. It's different to my last boat. Not sure if I like it or not yet. Ask me after a few months of cruising and I'll tell you my thought process. But it is what it is, and I've done a bunch of repairs in the last couple of days. I'm just going to run through what I've done and kind of how the system works and make sure that it is working, because we're hoping to move on to the boat in the near future, and if it's not working, then I mean we can't move on really. So yeah, the main reason we haven't moved on to the boat, and it's a little bit of a complicated one, but basically our air cons need seawater to cool them down. The same sea cock that they get this seawater from is the same seawater that the main engine gets. Our main engine is being rebuilt by a mechanic at the moment. He's had it for 12 months, and it's very frustrating that it's still not in the boat, but we're trying to let that go as much as we can. We're in constant contact with him. He is very close to finishing. But anyway, can't move onto the boat because the ACs, which work fine, but they need seawater, and the seawater also is the same sea cock that feeds into the engine. It's very complicated. All you need to know is we need the engine in before we can run the ACs, and therefore before we can move on to the boat. Okay, here we are in the engine room. This is our sump. This is our float switch. I'll just move this out of the way. Alright, so we can see this earth strap here. Let me focus on it. That earth strap there runs from the keel bolt at the very bottom of the sump and it goes to just here, which is our new earth joint, which is just a bolt. It's pretty dodgy, but it'll do the job. And I've crimped all my earth wires here as well, so they're all joined here, and the boat is fully earthed. So just putting my float switch back in its spot, right there. So how the float switch works is we have this tube which goes to the bottom of the sump. There's a float in this cylinder, and as the water rises, the cylinder comes up and it raises and raises and raises, and then bang, you hear that click. That click is this little float switch. Boop and boop. Upper float, upper limit, lower limit. This is the string for the lower limit. This is the string for the upper limit. It's quite clever. But right now I feel like that is a little bit short. So I might have to play around with the strings a bit. So the gist of this day is pretty much I failed to get the automatic float switch pump to work. First off, I found that I needed to replace the foot valve at the bottom of the suction hose, which I completed after a trip to the hardware store. Second off, after filling up the sump full of water and energizing the electrical system, the float switch failed to make the pump work. After investigation, I found that the power was getting to the pump, but the impeller seemed to be too large for the pump and was failing to spin when the cover was applied. While I had some wins today, I'm counting it as a bit of a loss, but I will order the correct impeller for the pump and try and get it working in the near future.
Work!
If you want to get access to patron-only videos while also supporting us in a big way, please become a patron of Sailing Merewether by clicking the link in the description. You'll be supporting us in making these videos the best they can be.